Well, good afternoon. As we start to settle in, I think you'll be able to hear me a little bit better in the back. But first of all, it's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you to the United Way of Johnson and Washington County's Community Celebration of the year 21-22. For those of you who do not know me, I am Trish Smith. I am the Vice President of Development and Marketing. And I have to say, it's so nice to be back in a live venue. So many of you joined us for the absolute best party in town, February of 2020, right down the street at what was then the Marriott Hotel, is now the Hyatt. It was a fabulous celebration, and then we shut the whole town down. But hey, we had something for you to think about a little bit during the last, as I say, seasons of COVID. And we're really, really moved to be in a better space right now, I think, to welcome all of you here. I hope you feel very comfortable. And again, we're just excited for you to be here. We love our community. I think you can all agree with me when I say I think it's one of the best in the state. Thanks to your commitment to living united with us, your generosity, your enthusiasm for our mission, the care that you took to continue to find ways to volunteer and support our community through the pandemic has been absolutely amazing. So today we really are celebrating all of you. So many of you gave so much, and we are so appreciative of everything that you did to bring positive change to our community over the last year and several years of the pandemic. Now, before we begin, we definitely want to take a moment to do some special recognitions. First and foremost, on behalf of United Way of Johnson and Washington Counties, we have to thank and lift up our hosts. So the Extreme Arena and Spectra experience here is fantastic. We are so glad to partner with you. In addition, we definitely want to recognize our event sponsors. Mortensen Construction, we can thank them for that beverage you're getting over at the bar today, so we thank you for that. As well as covering all of our setup and tear down. We also thank Bread Garden Market, who once again has provided us with absolutely delicious food. And finally, City Channel 4 for providing us with a live feed as well as a recording of this event. We're so appreciative. Thank you, Lily. We would be remiss, if we did not recognize and honor our elected officials who are here today. If you are an elected official with your community, whether it's in Johnson and Washington County or any other community, please take a moment to stand up so we can recognize you. Thank you for everything you do to serve unselfishly every single day. Thank you for lifting up your communities and our communities as you do your daily work. We also welcome you to follow along today's program with our virtual program. It is on the QR code that you found on your seat when you sat down or on your table. You can go ahead and launch that on your cellular device to enjoy that part of the program. Now to start things off, we're going to kick it with Lou Montgomery. Let me give you a little introduction to Mr. Lou. Lou is a native of Waterloo, Iowa, and a graduate of the University of Iowa, where he's earned his bachelor's degree in communication studies. His professional work and background is broad and extensive and includes over 25 years of holding senior leadership roles in human services, resources, community engagement, and diversity-related areas. He's currently the Associate Director of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, and Employee Experience for Financial and Operations, as well as the Interim Associate Athletic Director for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion with the University of Iowa. In addition to his full-time position at Iowa, he also serves as founder and CEO of his own business called Gridiron Solutions, a human resources consulting firm. He and his wife has also founded and operate an online e-commerce sales company called Lucas Gear, a clothing apparel business honoring his late son, Lucas. Lou's success goes beyond the boardroom, and he has successfully championed several community fundraising events, helping to raise research dollars for kids with disabilities as well as MPS disorders. Lou is probably best known, though, for his standout football student achievements. His success on the gridiron earned him a host of different offers for different colleges, but Lou chose the University of Iowa to play for under the legendary Hayden Fry. Lou there was a 3-year starter and lettered 4 times on Hayden Fry coach teams, and they reached the Peach Bowl, the Rose Bowl, and the Holiday Bowl, where Lou also was recognized and honored for his outstanding status and work ethic in the collegiate arena. By the way, I was at that Rose Bowl, just so you know. Lou is married to his wife, Stacy Montgomery, of 28 plus years. They have 4 children, Mariah, Chelsea, Haley, and Lucas. He is a lifetime member of Phi Beta Sigma fraternity, and he's also served on multiple boards in Eastern Iowa, and during his free time, he enjoys spending time with his 5 grandchildren, which I'm not sure how he can have free time, walking outside with his dog, Osa, and stays active and an avid kickboxer, instructor, and occasionally playing golf as time permits. There's a few more details located in your virtual program you can find on Lou, but I welcome to the stage Lou Montgomery, our featured speaker.
Well, good afternoon. It's a great honor to be here today, and I can't tell you what a tremendous warm welcome that was from the folks here at the United Way. I really hope that you're settled in, you're ready for this 2-hour lecture that I'm about to give. They told me I had about 10 minutes, but I just I want you to make sure you read the fine print that it says 2 hours of a speech today. I'd like to begin by sharing a quote by former Secretary of State Colin Powell. And he says, "Trust is the glue that holds people together and the lubricant that keeps an organization moving forward." And that particular quote has stuck with me as it relates to the work of the United Way. Our community has grown to trust in the work of the United Way in several ways. And honestly, they have been the glue that holds people together. Our current ecosystem has gone through a tremendous stress test. And I use the term ecosystem very loosely and refer to it in the context of people and the relationship of people in our environment. And as we consider the challenges that we faced from ice storms to floods to the derecho to COVID-19, and you couple that with the food and housing insecurities of our community, ideally we've been extremely resilient, but we could not have survived without organizations like United Way. So I place a lot of value in the word trust. Trust and caring enough to lubricate all the moving parts that keep us and our community moving forward. That is simply what we do as Iowans, right? And because of the positive impact of organizations and donors that are not afraid to help and make a difference for people and step up and give to help those who are less fortunate, is why we continue to build stronger, more equitable communities, regardless of folks' socioeconomic status, regardless of their race, gender, or sexual orientation. I believe that if we're going to continue to build and strengthen our community, it will be because we're moving forward and we're moving towards something bigger that involves expanded leadership options, partnerships that are stronger and more focused, and believing in a pluralistic approach to rewarding a unified community that appreciates our people for their authentic self. Often, we have to, and myself included, do a quick self-analysis and ask, does my family have basic needs? And I can humbly say yes. I quickly follow that question. So is the reward of seeing families and children who have shamelessly to answer no to that question of basic needs greater than the reward of having enough, and in some cases in abundance, and not sharing a slice of the humanitarian effort to help others? You know, too often we become anemic to the concept of helping others. I've spent a large part of my life focusing on how to be more people-centered and how I can help people navigate a society that oftentimes can be very cruel to the less fortunate or who don't look like them. I aim at focusing on the fact that we can't change yesterday, but give them hope that they can change tomorrow. So I close with this. I hope that we can focus on advancing the common good, and that more time can be spent strategizing on changing systems to help us all, and the impact as a representative in the DE&I space work, I'm going to be focused on helping us bring us all together and begin to connect in ways that allow us all to be our authentic self. You know, our priority should be around love and the content of individuals' character to create a better place, a better Iowa, a better community for everyone. You know, we all win when a child succeeds in school. We win when families are financially stable. And we win when people are healthy. We need to try to do things differently to ensure that the insecurities that we all have go away, and that we believe that we can make a real, true difference. Understandably, we know incidents will still occur. Unforeseen circumstances will continue to happen. But we need solvers, service-oriented people, volunteer workers to help address those critical needs in the quality of life of our people. We can and will create a stronger and better tomorrow. You know, I see our vision and our future of our community where we're bringing resources together to address the most urgent short-term problems in our community. And we're providing long-term solutions that could really create long-lasting relationships and impact. Whether that's addressing the needs of children and families, or the elderly, or people living with disabilities. One of the greatest things that we can leave with today is helping our neighbor is probably the greatest, if not the greatest, investment in our community. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lou. There were some really powerful words in there, just to pull a few out. Love, hope, trust. And we really appreciate those moments and reflections because it does mean a lot for United Way. So Lou, thank you so much for your time today. We know you have an appointment to get to, but we do appreciate. Thank you. I now have the privilege to welcome on stage with me my coworker, Patty Fields. Patty is the Vice President of Community Impact and Engagement, who will now recognize some key contributions made by United Way volunteers and partners this year as we live united.
It is so good to be back. So at the heart of the community investment system of the United Way is an incredible group of volunteers that form the Community Impact Council. And it is through their commitment of time, of energy, and that they're able to assure donors and all those investors that the gifts that they give are invested wisely on programs that are and services that are addressing the needs in our community. So if I have any of our Community Impact Council members available, if you please stand so we could recognize you. I am so fortunate to work with so many great partners, and we have extraordinary partners that work to improve the lives of our neighbors, our family, our friends. There are currently 30 agencies that we are so proud to work with and are united in service to our community. So if you have any of our directors of our partner agencies, if you would please stand and we could recognize you. Every year we present the Agency Director of the Year award, and we named that several years ago for Bill Regan in his memory. He was a dedicated and passionate advocate for so many families. Unfortunately, our recipient this year could not be with us in person today, so Tricia and I went and surprised Barbara Vinograde at the Iowa City Free Medical Clinic and Dental Clinic late last week for her recognition, and we have a video.
Hey, how are you? What's going on?
We're here to just say hello and also tell you that, at a time when there was a critical time, when health was such a big need and there were so many who had those needs, you problem solved and found creative strategies to continue to provide health care to some of our most vulnerable neighbors and provide it with compassion, with respect, and with dignity. So from creating and organizing those vaccine clinics and outreach with bilingual providers to your commitment to understanding the information and all of the updates and recommendations in an ever-changing health field. Your care and concern for others sends a powerful message, and you lead by example. And it is my honor to present you with the Bill Regan Volunteer Director of the Year, her Executive Director of the Year for Youth United.
Oh my goodness. Honor. Well, before I say anything else, this award goes to everyone here. I'm only a small piece of what happens here, and these incredible people standing behind me deserve this just as much as I do, so we are all honored. Thank you so much, Patty. Thank you so much, Tricia. Thank you, Gina and Marty, for being here.
We
really
are
means a
all
lot.
so fortunate to be able to work and partner with you, Barbara, so thank you for all that you do.
Well, thank you, Patty. It's an honor. And I have so enjoyed my time with the Free Clinic. And I'm very excited about turning it over to the next person, because I know the need is going to continue to be there for a very, very long time. And with the incredible staff and volunteers and community that we have, I know that we are going to do great things in the future as we start our 51st year of service.
And honestly, that is so like Barbara. So as soon as she received the award, she turned directly to her staff and said, "This is for all of them and what they do," because that is just Barbara's character. So we're so honored that we were able to do that with Barbara. I want to invite Marsha Wolfe up to help me with some awards today. Marsha is the chair of our Community Investment Committee. She's a United Way board member. She does great things for this community, and so thank you for your service, Marsha, and she will help today as we recognize a few people. So volunteers have an enormous impact on the conditions and the vibrancy of our community. You heard it from Lou. It's every year we present an award to a volunteer who has not only provided great service to the community, but also has a great passion for service. It is not every day that you find a volunteer who is as dedicated to helping United Way and our 55 plus RSVP program make community connections as Matt Brown. Matt is not only a United Way board member, he is also an ambassador for United Way in Washington County. Matt helped us secure an in-kind office space for our RSVP program and our RC coordinator in Washington County, and he has been incredible in helping make connections in the different communities within that county. It is my honor to present our Volunteer of the Year award to Matt Brown. This last year has been an incredible year for creative solutions and innovative programs focused on building a stronger, healthier community with increased access to opportunities. And to recognize those efforts, we are presenting Game Changer Awards to those community partners who have been working so hard to make a difference. Our Game Changer Award for Education is presented to the University of Iowa Center for Advancement. At the heart of their volunteer work, they also have been working to improve the community through their service. They every year commit a part of their annual campaign to service, and this year the Center for Advancement employees made literacy kits and teacher appreciation bags that are going directly to local students and teachers. And we were able to distribute the teacher appreciation bags at the end of January, and I can just tell you that the response was overwhelming of gratitude, but just the shock of having been recognized that way. So certainly it was something that made an impact. And we'll be distributing the literacy kits to students throughout the end of the year, school year. So accepting the Game Changer of Education Award for the University of Iowa Center for Advancement is Susan Horan, Director of Development for the UI Stanley Museum of Art. Sometimes it takes getting everyone together to make something happen, but building a strong and committed collaboration takes hard work. The GuideLink Center is an incredible example of what true community collaboration can accomplish. With the leadership of the Johnson County Board of Supervisors, the GuideLink Center is a welcoming space that provides immediate care for adults facing emotional and mental health or substance abuse challenges, and provides an effective alternative for those in need who until now had no other choice besides either the emergency room or jail. Accepting the Game Changer Award for Health is GuideLink Executive Abby Ferenzi and Medical Director Dr. Jindal. Helping our community be healthier is a strong commitment of P&G Oral Care. This past year, they worked with United Way to distribute needed hygiene items and supplies and a large diaper donation. This support addressed the fact that an insufficient number of diapers can really have a detrimental outcome for children and families, which includes lack of physical and mental and emotional well-being. So accepting the Game Changer Award in Health for Procter & Gamble Oral Care is Renee Patterson, HR Specialist for P&G Oral Care. Building partnerships to assist neighbors in need takes both a commitment of resources and a commitment to helping others. The City of Coralville has both of those. And they have partnered with United Way to start the Coralville Utility Assistance Program that provides financial support for Coralville residents who are at risk of having their water and local utilities disconnected. And if you think about what that could really mean for a family, it is something that has a huge impact. For the many residents that have already accessed assistance, they are incredibly thankful for a local resource to provide that assistance. So accepting the Game Changer of Financial Stability for the City of Coralville is Assistant City Manager Ellen Hobble. The last couple of years has been really difficult for many families in our community, and for the families that were already struggling to make ends meet, it really has been even harder to take care of those basic needs. Johnson County already invests an incredible amount of funding into the services to assist families. But this year they went above and beyond in recognition of that increased struggle of families and those very difficult times. So Johnson County has expanded their guidelines for general assistance, which is that local resource that's made possible for more families to access this incredible service and really help fill some of those gaps and find a bit of hope. Accepting the Game Changer Award in Financial Stability is Lynette Jacoby and Royce-Ann Porter. Is Royce-Ann? There's Royce-Ann. Royce-Ann is the chair of the Johnson County Board of Supervisors, so thank you. And the last award that I'll be up here for is investing thought, action, and passion in making a difference captures the very essence of our Spirit of Philanthropy Award. Tom Rockland and Barbara McFadden truly embrace the principles of we are all in this together. Their holistic investments in our community include serving on boards, volunteer for community events and needs, and investing in the services that help others. And as an example, Tom can be seen here in full Clifford costume of going above and beyond. Tom Rockland and Barbara McFadden are doing everything they can to make our community a better place to live, work, and thrive. And it is my honor to present the Spirit of Philanthropy Award to Tom Rockland and Barbara McFadden. And off to Tricia.
Thank you. Well, thank you very much, Patty. Each year, United Way of Johnson and Washington County works with leaders in our community for our annual giving campaign. This year, Dan Clay and Janet Linus were our campaign champions and our campaign co-chairs. Their support in company work, their support in presentations in our community, cabinet leadership, as well as creative ideas to energize our cabinet, to energize the campaign as a whole, was absolutely amazing. Not only did we see this excellence reflected in our campaign gifts, but it really showed in the renewed vitality in which our United Way shows in this community. It's my pleasure to introduce to you our 2021-2022 campaign co-chairs, Dan Clay and Janet Linus.
During this past year, it has been fun, exciting, ever-changing, unpredictable, but a totally great experience. Last fall, when we had our kickoff at Kinnick Stadium, it was a beautiful fall day, and we were all optimistic that the pandemic was coming to an end, vaccines were out, we were going to be back together again. Well, not so much. But what we learned is that, one, never predict what's going to happen, and two, really that this community is extremely resilient and willing to stick together when it's hard, when it's easy, when it looks bleak, and when it looks promising. And being the co-chair with Dan this year has just been a great experience. I've gotten to meet so many more people in the community. I have seen the resilience. I have seen the hard work. It has been wonderful partnering with all the staff at United Way, as well as our campaign cabinet. but all of the people who give throughout the community for United Way, and certainly our partner agencies, and seeing the creativity they came forth with for the second year of the pandemic and going into the third year. It's been truly a wonderful opportunity to work with everyone, and I appreciate this honor, but more importantly, it's helped me feel like I really am more united when we work together, and the feeling of we can live more united when we do work together. So thank you.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. What a beautiful spring day to be here. This whole time I've been sitting over here like nervous that everybody's standing so close to his edge, and I'll be the one to fall off. You watch. It's such a pleasure to be here, really to celebrate what was another extraordinary success for our community in times like we've never seen before in our life. And Janet and I have talked a lot about this, of how much we appreciate the people in our community stepping forward to help each other, right? We're all better when we help each other, and that's never more evident than through the work of United Way and how our community comes together to support each other. It's been nuts this year, as you might imagine. Janet said we're remote, and then we're back together, and then we're remote, and you think about the uncertainties associated with these last 2 years, the financial impact of a recession and derecho, and just all the things that have affected people in our community. A lot of people who are just this close to not quite making it, and the extra stressors, financial, mental health, or otherwise, that occurred during this pandemic and during the derecho was enough to put these families in a state of need that our community just will not accept. And so it's been a tremendous privilege to be a part of this organization, to be a part of a community that cares so much about its people, its members, all of us together. It's been great. And I'll have to tell you, Janet has been amazing. She put up with me to start with, which is really quite amazing. And I'll have to confess, our contributions have not been equal, right? She was in charge of the beer and the food, and I was in charge of the weather. So you can see who carried the ball this year, but she's been an extraordinary partner and just a champion along with me. So I want to congratulate you and our United Way staff, who've been extraordinary, for accomplishing what we've been able to accomplish together this last year to support our community. So thank you.
So now it is our privilege to really thank some more individuals. First of all, I want to tell you that last June, a team of individuals were assembled to begin to work with us on raising over $2 million to support our community. After orientation, the special kickoff at Kinnick Stadium, hundreds of emails and requests for support, we succeeded. We are truly appreciative of each of these individuals who served on the campaign committee, the campaign cabinet, excuse me. A list of our cabinet can be found in your program and on the slide behind me. And I ask that our members of the 2021 campaign committee who are here today, would you please stand up for your recognition and our thanks to you. They were truly amazing, and as we switched back and forth from virtual to in-person, they did an outstanding job and really were willing to change on a moment's notice regardless of what was going on in their professional and personal lives because of the continued issues that we had in our country. So the second one I think Dan gets to give out. We're going to take turns. This is what we do really well together, is we trade off here. So.
Thank you, Janet. We're great tag teamers. So it's my pleasure to announce the Spirit of Philanthropy Award today. Each year, United Way partners with champions in our community to bring resources and funding to organizations and initiatives that empower all. We recognize the commitment of our local RSM employees for their support of our community through United Way Employee Campaign. Their 2021 campaign reflects 100% participation of the RSM employees. In addition, RSM was recognized as one of the top 5 RSM campaigns in the United States and Canada. And with that recognition, the RSM Foundation made an additional gift to our campaign in honor of those employees. All of this only begins to highlight the dedication of the RSM team as they support our neighbors. It's my honor to present the second Spirit of Philanthropy Award to the team at the Iowa City RSM.
So I'm going to actually accept on their behalf because it's tax season.
Our wonderful Trish Smith. Fill in anytime, anywhere.
Well, we will present this to them at their location, maybe in May.
So I might add, I would rather have her accepting their award than Trish doing my taxes.
Next, our Outstanding Achievement Award. For the last 5 years, United Way has partnered with Advanced Auto Parts and benefited from their annual car show, which is held in August. This year, in addition to another successful show, Matt Schmidt with Advanced Auto Parts and Andy Ogdahl, who I hope is here, of the Iowa Heartlanders, paired to sponsor the Iowa Heartlanders Marvel Superhero Hockey Game on Saturday, January 29th. It was a fabulous event. If you missed it, you missed a lot of fun. And between the sales of tickets, special event experiences, the 50-50 raffle that Rebecca Needs is a pro at, I have to tell you, and my favorite, the Chuck-a-Puck sales, which, boy, if you don't know what Chuck-a-Puck is, talk to me afterwards. I'll be glad to inform you. And you definitely have to do it sometime. So, but with all of those things, which we currently hold the record for the most pucks sold, which is really something that we're going to hold on to, and every year we have to beat our record. So, but we were able to raise nearly $2,000 in that one evening from our community just that night. So thank you very much for their work. And for their work to sponsor and host this very fun and profitable event, we honor Matt Schmidt, District Manager of Advanced Auto Parts, and Andy Ogdahl, the Director of Corporate Sales for the Iowa Heartlanders, with our Outstanding Achievement Award. And we want these partnerships to continue because I want to sell Chuck-a-Pucks next year too. So, next is our Outstanding Achievement Award, our second one. And this year we had 2 additional companies which really stood out, specifically for their work to help you with United Way of Johnson and Washington County's Small Business United 365, or what we call SBU 365 initiative. Thanks to sponsorship from Newman Munson Architects and the creative work of the team at Meld Marketing, the SBU 365 initiative successfully launched in February of this year. SBU 365 is a group of local small business owners who are committed to investing in ongoing, impactful, and meaningful work in Johnson and Washington counties through United Way. Both executives, Tim Schroeder of Newman Munson Architects and Melinda Pradarelli of Meld Marketing, also served in the panel discussion introducing our small business community to the value of SBU 365 memberships, which demonstrates support for strategically funded and vetted local programs addressing access to health care, birth through adult education, and building financial stability. It is my honor to present the Outstanding Achievement Award to Melinda Paradelli, founder and CEO of Meld Marketing, and Tim Schroeder, president of Newman Munson Architects. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So it's my pleasure to introduce the awardee Company of the Year. Amongst so many businesses who support United Way in our community, each year it's a real challenge to select just one as the recipient of the Company of the Year distinction. This year we recognize the commitment of ACT employees for their volunteer efforts and support of our community through the United Way ACT Employee Campaign. In addition to ACT's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion as they strive for fairness in education and their support of resilient workforce ecosystems that foster economic growth, it's admirable. United Way and ACT have had a long history, and I'm sorry that Lou Montgomery had to leave, because for many years Lou was the point person at ACT for our United Way campaign and has been a steadfast champion. United Way Award recognitions historically for ACT include the 2018 Spirit of Philanthropy Award, the 2016 Game Changer Award for Education, the 2006 and 2010 Company of the Year, and 2003 Trailblazer Company. Special donations and involvement include, from 2007 to 2011, ACT committed financial support for Healthy Kids for school-based health clinics. In 2015, ACT made a funded gift to United Way's Summership Endowment. Ongoing employee volunteerism from ACT includes literacy kits, food packaging, and book drives. Our partnership with ACT is not only historic, but also is critical for the future of our community's success. It is my honor today to present the 2021 Company of the Year Award to Kurt Yedlick, Chief Financial Officer of ACT.
It is now my honor, actually, to present these two wonderful individuals with what is just a small token of our appreciation for everything you did this year. It has been a true pleasure to work with you professionally, a joy to work with you personally, and I look forward to us continuing our relationship as we move forward. So thank you so very much. Thank you. Wonderful. On behalf of the board and the staff, I would like to welcome up to the stage Jackie Townsend and introduce to you in her new role as our board chair. Jackie.
Thank you, Trisha. And Dan, now I'm nervous about this edge, so stay to the left a little here. It is my privilege to acknowledge board members that are cycling off and on the board this year. We are honored to have two outstanding members of our community serve on the United Way of Johnson and Washington County's Board of Directors that just completed their terms. The first one is Matt Dagner, Superintendent of Iowa City Community School District, and he has served on the United Way Board from April of 2016 through March of 2022. Thanks to Matt. And then Suresh Gunaskaran is currently the president and CEO of University of California, San Francisco Health, and formerly we know him more as the CEO of the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, Associate Vice President, University of Iowa Healthcare. He served from April of 2019 through March of 2022. Please join me in thanking Matt and Suresh for all that they have done to help lead our organization over the years while serving on the board. All right, now I would like to also announce 6 new committed community members who are joining the board of directors. Please stand when your name is called if you are present, and please hold all the applause until I announce all of these individuals. Justin Bishop, principal at OPN Architects Incorporated. Emily Collins, Engagement Center Manager at Ruffalo Noel Levitz. Shane Crone, Chief of Police of the City of Coralville. Chase Ramey, Deputy Superintendent of the Iowa City Community School District, Barbara Thomas, Executive Director of Communications, External and Alumni Relations at Tippy College of Business, and Tricia Van Rokel, Realtor at Urban Acres Real Estate. Please join me in welcoming all of them to the board. And then if I could also have all of the current board members please stand to be recognized. Thank you all. It's truly a privilege to serve with all of you and looking forward to what the next year brings. So thank you. Back to Trish.
Thank you, Jackie. We're very excited to have Jackie at the helm. We know her commitment to improving our community, her creative, innovative collaborations that she'll bring to the position, and we're very thankful for you to join us in that facet. I would like now to introduce to you Mary Westbrook. Mary is the interim president and CEO of United Way of Johnson and Washington counties, and we're so glad to have her here today.
Thank you. As I like to tell the staff, the last time I did this, I was only 65. This time I'm pushing 74, and getting up the steps isn't as easy as it used to be. But I'm delighted to be back at the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties, and I'm pleased to report on how well things are going and how strong the staff is. It's a great organization. It is my absolute pleasure to lead this wonderful group for an interim period of time. These are 7 people who are willing to go the extra mile. They're determined to be their very best, and they all care very, very deeply about our community and those that need help in it. I would like you to join me in recognizing, and they're all sort of, well, some of them are sort of bashful, but I would like you to help me recognize Terry Anderson, who is our Director of Finance and Operations, right here. She never stands up. And Patty Fields, who you have already met today, who's our Vice President of Community Impact and Engagement, and Kara Rowland, who's back there taking pictures and doing everything else, who's our Finance and Pledge Coordinator. Now, I got to work with all 3 of them the last time, so you know what their dedication is to our community, and I'm delighted to continue to work with their strong support. You've also met Trish Smith, our Vice President of Development and Marketing, who has made a real difference for us and is our leader for today's event. Our other staff members, and if you stand, well, we've got a couple right over there. Amy Schaefer, who's our administrative assistant. Oh, she can stand up. And Wendy Nolan, who's our community strategies coordinator. And Megan, are you here too? Megan wasn't able to come. But Megan is our 55 plus RSVP coordinator in Washington. We're really glad to have somebody down there. We've already thanked them for their hard work, but one more little round of applause for that group. Now, I have to do the more somber thing today, too. It would be inappropriate or incomplete for us to not recognize 2 very special women who passed during this year. Pat Hobson was the U.S. Bank market president. She was well respected in the banking community and a longtime donor, advocate, and board member for the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties. She passed away November 17th, 2021, after a long battle with cancer. Through her work, her compassion, and her volunteering, she made a lasting impact on our community. Bert Brook passed away in her sleep on Monday, September 20th, 2021. She was also a longtime supporter of the United Way of Johnson and Washington counties and was actually serving as the volunteer co-chair of the 2021 Power of the Purse Committee when she passed. Bert worked for 31 years at ACT and then recently happily retired from the college board. She brought joy and laughter to all those around her. Both of these women will be deeply missed and forever cherished. We're working on a memorial to be placed in our community And thanks to U.S. Bank's commitment to help defer the expense, we will move forward with this recognition soon. So let's have just a short moment of silence in their memory. They were really valuable to us. Thank you. Miss Trish. And I'm not falling off.
No, you're gonna
I
come over
hate
to-
heights.
Mary.
And that's pretty high now.
Nobody's fallen off this stage today. Thank you very much, Mary. We really do appreciate your kind words for both Pat and for Bert, but we also really do appreciate your willingness to step in this leadership role. So thank you very much.
My pleasure.
For Mary.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I just now want to take a moment just to congratulate all of our award winners, to thank all of our presenters for helping out with this special event. As we close, I also want to thank each of you for coming this afternoon. By supporting United Way, you're fostering an equitable, engaged, and empowered community. When we unite together with caring power as our focus, we create lasting change in the lives of everyone who calls Johnson and Washington counties home. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a good evening and safe travels to you all.